Want the truth? The life you're living right now is the result of your discipline, or your lack of it. Every dream you've had, every promise you've broken, every excuse you've whispered to yourself in the dark, it all comes down to one word: discipline. And here's the secret no one wants to hear. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your discipline. Welcome to the discipline theory. Inside every person, there are two voices. One whispers comfort, stay in bed, take it easy, you deserve it. The other whispers growth, get up, push harder, become more. Every single day, those voices fight, and your life, your success, your health, your wealth is decided by which voice you choose to obey. Discipline is the weapon you use to silence the voice of weakness. Without it, you're not just drifting, you're being dragged by the tide of comfort. Here's the part most people don't realize. You think you have freedom because you can choose, but in reality, only one of those voices truly leads to freedom. If you obey comfort, your choices shrink, your body weakens, your wallet empties, your opportunities close. Comfort feels free, but it's a trap. If you obey discipline, your choices expand. You gain strength, you gain respect, you gain freedom. The small daily choices you make today will one day become the walls of the prison you live in, or the wings of the freedom you fly with. That's why discipline isn't just a tool, it's destiny. Here's a truth most people avoid. Discipline hurts, that's the point. When a monk sits in silence for hours, his legs ache. When a soldier marches for miles, his body screams. When a student studies until dawn, his mind begs for escape. That pain, it's not punishment. It's the door to your next level. Most people run from it. The disciplined walk through it. Remember, pain avoided is growth denied. Pain embraced is transformation unlocked. Every act of discipline is a silent contract with your future self. When you go to the gym, even when you don't want to, you sign that contract. When you save money instead of wasting it, you sign it again. When you wake up early, train hard, study long, you sign it with every action. The undisciplined rip that contract apart. They break promises to themselves. And if you can't keep promises to yourself, the world will never trust you with more. Today, most people confuse indulgence with freedom. Fast food, endless scrolling, binge watching, party after party. They think, I'm free, I can do whatever I want. But look closer. They're chained to addictions, to distractions, to weakness. True freedom doesn't come from saying yes to everything. It comes from saying no to the things that control you. Discipline isn't slavery. It's rebellion. It's the only way to break free from the invisible chains that keep most people average. To master discipline, build it on 3 unshakable pillars. 1. Control of time. Wake up on time. Guard your hours. Time is the most disciplined currency. Lose it, and you lose everything. 2. Control of body. Train it. Strengthen it. If you cannot command your body, how will you command your life? 3. Control of mind. Silence distractions. Focus deeply. A disciplined mind cuts through chaos like a sword through fog. History proves it. Spartans mastered their bodies, monks mastered their minds, and generals mastered their time. That's why they still inspire us centuries later. Think of this. When you die, what will your story be? Will they say, he wasted his potential? Or will they say, he lived with discipline and left behind a legacy of strength, growth, and honor? Your discipline, or lack of it, does not end with you. It ripples into your family, your children, your bloodline. When you choose discipline, you don't just build yourself. You build a foundation your descendants can stand on. Let's make this real. Take 2 young men with the same job. One wakes up late, rushes to work, complains, and spends his nights lost in distractions. The other wakes early, reads, trains, saves money, invests in himself. Fast forward 10 years, one is stuck in the same place, bitter and broke. The other is unrecognizable, strong, wealthy, respected. Same starting point, same environment. The difference? One lived by discipline, the other didn't. That is the power of daily, invisible discipline. If you're ready, comment below. I let go. Not for me, for you, as your first act of death and your first step toward discipline. This is the discipline theory, where your evolution begins with the courage to end who you used to be. Subscribe if you're done pretending. Subscribe if you're ready to let go and level up. So the question is not, do you want a better life? The question is, are you willing to pay the price of discipline for it? If this message lit a fire inside you, here's what to do. Hit that like button. It tells me you're ready for the hard road. Comment below with one area of your life you're committing to discipline today. And subscribe to The Discipline Theory. Because every week, we build the systems, the habits, and the mindset to transform you into the person you were meant to be. You've been watching The Discipline Theory. Where others quit, we persist. Where others seek shortcuts, we build habits. Where comfort is king, we crown discipline. Master your habits. Unlock your potential. Change your life. The undisciplined quit here, but the rest, they subscribe and show up again. So, which one are you?